Have you ever wondered what would happen if you gave up alcohol for 30 days? Would your body thank you? Or would you miss those nightly wine and TV dates too much? Meet Susan, a vibrant 60-year-old woman who decided to find out. She wasn't sure what to expect, but she knew she wanted to feel her best. Little did she know, this simple decision would spark a journey of self-discovery and incredible transformation. Get ready to be inspired as we follow Susan's 30-day alcohol-free journey, a journey that proves it's never too late to make a change for the better and rediscover the power within. The first week wasn't easy. Susan had always relied on her evening glass of wine to unwind after a long day. It was her ritual, her way of signaling to her body that it was time to relax. But now, without it, she felt lost. Susan tossed and turned, wondering if her brain missed the wine more than she did. The nights seemed longer, and the silence of her bedroom was deafening. She found herself staring at the ceiling, counting the minutes until morning. Those familiar cravings whispered, tempting her to give in. But Susan was determined. She knew that breaking this habit was crucial for her well-being. She reminded herself of the reasons she started this journey, clinging to the hope of better days ahead. She replaced her evening glass of wine with a soothing cup of herbal tea, focusing on the positive changes she hoped to see. The warm, calming effect of the tea became her new ritual, a healthier way to signal her body that it was time to wind down. And by week 2, something remarkable happened. Susan noticed a shift. The nights were no longer a battle, and she began to look forward to bedtime. She was sleeping through the night. The uninterrupted sleep felt like a gift, something she hadn't experienced in years. No more 3 a.m. wake-ups feeling restless and thirsty. The nights were now peaceful, and her body was finally getting the rest it desperately needed. Why didn't anyone tell me how much wine messes with your sleep, she thought, amazed. It was a revelation, and she felt a sense of triumph for having made it this far. The deep, restful sleep Susan experienced left her feeling like a new woman. Each morning, she woke up with a sense of renewal, her body and mind rejuvenated. She woke up feeling refreshed, her mind clear and alert. The fog that had clouded her mornings was gone, replaced by a sharpness she hadn't felt in years. For the first time in years, she had the energy to tackle her day without needing a mid-morning nap. Her productivity soared, and she found joy in the little things again. Remember those days when you could conquer the world on a few hours of sleep? Susan was starting to feel that youthful energy again. It was as if she had turned back the clock. Susan was starting to feel that youthful energy again. The vibrancy she thought was lost forever was slowly returning, and with it, a renewed zest for life. Have you ever wondered how much better your days could be if you slept like a teenager again? Susan's journey showed that it's possible, and the rewards are beyond measure. Her sleep truly became a dream come true. By week 3, the transformation was impossible to miss. Susan's friends started asking, "Did you switch moisturizers? You're glowing." They couldn't believe the change in her appearance. Her skin, once dull and tired-looking, now radiated a healthy, youthful glow. Susan smiled knowingly, but kept her secret. It wasn't a fancy cream, but a simple choice that was working wonders. Alcohol, you see, dehydrates your skin, robbing it of its natural vibrancy. When Susan ditched the nightly wine, she gave her body a chance to heal and rehydrate from the inside out. The results were dramatic. Her face became noticeably smoother, softer, and more supple. She even noticed those pesky under-eye bags fading, as if years of late nights and indulgences were being erased. "Who knew all I needed was less wine and more water?" she joked, thrilled with her reflection. What would you do if you could skip expensive creams and let your body do the work naturally? Her stomach stopped playing tricks on her. For years, Susan had accepted bloating and heartburn as unwelcome companions, inevitable consequences of getting older. She would often find herself clutching her stomach in discomfort, especially after meals. The pain was not just physical, it also took an emotional toll, making her anxious about eating out or enjoying her favorite foods. She'd tried antacids, changed her diet, but nothing seemed to work. Susan experimented with various remedies, from over-the-counter medications to homeopathic solutions. She even consulted nutritionists and tried different eating schedules, hoping to find some relief. Despite her best efforts, the discomfort persisted, making her feel helpless and frustrated. The discomfort lingered, casting a shadow over her enjoyment of food and social gatherings. Social events became a source of stress rather than joy. She would often decline invitations, fearing the inevitable pain that followed eating. Her friends noticed her absence, and she felt increasingly isolated. But within 2 weeks of quitting alcohol, something shifted. Susan decided to give up her nightly glass of Merlot, a decision that was not easy but felt necessary. To her surprise, she began to notice subtle changes almost immediately. Her stomach felt less bloated, and the constant burning sensation started to fade. Her stomach felt calmer, more settled. Meals became enjoyable again, and she no longer dreaded the aftermath. The change was so profound that she began to keep a journal, noting the improvements in her digestive health. Each day brought new relief, reinforcing her decision to stay alcohol-free. The bloating that used to follow dinner disappeared, and she no longer relied on antacids for relief. Susan found herself reaching for her antacids less and less, eventually discarding them altogether. It was liberating to eat without the fear of discomfort looming over her. "Turns out my digestive system didn't love my nightly Merlot as much as I did," she laughed, realizing the culprit behind years of discomfort. It was a revelation. She shared her experience with friends, hoping to inspire others who might be suffering in silence. Her story became a testament to the power of small changes. Without the constant irritation of alcohol, her body could finally heal and function as it should. Susan felt revitalized, as if a weight had been lifted off her shoulders. She embraced other healthy habits, such as regular exercise and mindful eating, which further improved her well-being. Now, she could savor her favorite foods without paying the price. The joy of eating returned, and she explored new cuisines and recipes with enthusiasm. Her relationship with food transformed from one of caution to one of celebration. Imagine the freedom of enjoying a delicious meal without worrying about the aftermath. Susan's story is a reminder that sometimes the simplest changes can have the most profound impact. Her journey to better digestive health was not just about eliminating discomfort, but reclaiming her life. Have you ever considered how much better your digestion could feel without alcohol getting in the way? Susan's experience encourages us to reflect on our own habits and consider the potential benefits of making small, mindful changes. The path to better health might be simpler than we think. Her brain got sharper than ever. Susan had always prided herself on her sharp wit and keen mind. She was the go-to person for quick solutions and insightful advice among her friends and colleagues. Her ability to think on her feet and recall information effortlessly was something she cherished deeply. But lately, she'd noticed a frustrating fogginess creeping in. It started subtly, with small lapses in memory and moments of confusion that she brushed off as stress or lack of sleep. She'd misplace her keys, forget appointments, and struggle to recall details that used to come easily. These incidents became more frequent, and Susan found herself increasingly frustrated and worried. It was as if her brain was working at half its capacity, and it worried her. She began to question her abilities and even her self-worth, wondering if this was just a part of getting older. But as the days of her alcohol-free journey turned into weeks, Susan felt a welcome clarity returning. She noticed that her thoughts were no longer clouded, and she could focus on tasks with a renewed sense of purpose. The fog lifted, and her mind felt sharper, more focused. She could concentrate for longer periods and absorb information more effectively. It was as if a veil had been lifted from her mind. No more foggy mornings or struggling to remember details. Susan woke up feeling refreshed and ready to tackle the day, her mind clear and her energy levels high. She could breeze through her to-do list, engage in stimulating conversations, and even tackle the daily crossword puzzle with renewed confidence. Her friends noticed the change too, often commenting on how lively and engaged she seemed. "I can even do the crossword puzzle without Googling answers," she beamed, proud of her mental agility. It was a small victory, but it meant the world to her. It was like rediscovering a part of herself she thought was fading. She felt a deep sense of gratitude for this newfound clarity and the ability to enjoy her life fully. The experience made her realize the profound impact alcohol had on her cognitive function and how much better her brain performed without it. She started reading more about brain health and shared her journey with friends, hoping to inspire them. How much sharper could your memory and focus get if you gave your brain a break from alcohol? Susan's journey was a testament to the incredible resilience and potential of the human mind when given the chance to thrive. Her mood took a happy turn. It wasn't just Susan's physical health that blossomed during her 30-day journey. Her emotional well-being underwent a remarkable transformation as well. She noticed that her moods were more stable, less prone to the peaks and valleys she'd experienced before. The irritability that sometimes surfaced after a night of drinking faded, replaced by a newfound sense of calm and contentment. She no longer relied on wine to unwind after a long day, discovering healthier and more sustainable ways to relax and de-stress. "Who needs wine to relax when I've got bubble baths and my favourite playlist?" she said with a laugh, embracing her newfound balance. The anxiety that used to cast a shadow over her thoughts lifted, replaced by a brighter, more optimistic outlook. Have you ever thought about how much happier you could feel without alcohol messing with your emotions? A toast to transformation. The best part? When Susan's 30 days were up, she celebrated, not with a drink, but with a shopping spree for new clothes to match her glowing skin and slimmer waistline. She'd rediscovered the best version of herself, a woman who embraced life with energy, clarity, and joy. "I'm not saying I'll never have a glass of wine again," she said, "but I've learned that my body loves me more when I take it easy." Susan's journey is a powerful reminder that it's never too late to make positive changes in our lives. Sometimes, all it takes is a little courage, a dash of determination, and the willingness to listen to our bodies. The rewards, as Susan discovered, can be life-changing. What about you? Are you ready to see what 30 days alcohol-free could do for you? Susan says, "It's worth a try. You might just surprise yourself."